Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently got a chance to see the latest version of The Jungle Book, and honestly I can say I really enjoyed it, even though I know the story, and of course it had songs from the original animated version, and I adored all the voices coming from all the different characters, and the expressions coming from the animals was just absolutely surreal and very compelling. But I can only give this one 3 stars, and the reason I only give it 3 stars is because I loved the actor who played Mowgli, but there were parts where I thought, oh, stop whining. And I know I shouldn't have, but I mean, he's just a kid and he didn't know what was going on. And it's more than just a story about a whiny, bratty kid who's lost in the jungle. I'm not going to go into the entire tale because you probably know the tale if you've read Kipling's books. And I think this held true to the original, especially when they talk about the law of the jungle and all that. And there's a lot of allegory and symbolism, and it's very in depth and very telling. And I think that Christopher Walken put on a commanding performance as Louis, and I thought that he was just very intimidating, and he came off as a kind of a mob boss kind of character, and it was perfect, and I just absolutely loved it. And of course, I thought Scarlett Johansson was just very seductive as Ka, and she lent a lot of silky, sultry quality to that voice that wouldn't have been there before, and it was a different interpretation, and I liked it, and it was different. And of course, a snake is always seen as that, and there are different versions of just how cunning and sly and sneaky and crafty snakes are, and just the different characters taking upon their stereotypical roles, and a little bit different in how they use creative licensing and some of the lines, and I really enjoyed it. It was amazing just how realistic all the animals were. I know it was CGI, but it didn't matter. It was just absolutely breathtaking, and just the scenery was absolutely gorgeous, and just it literally held you in suspense. And even my dad loved it, and the humor was great. And I thought that Bill Murray, his version of Bare Necessities, was the best I've heard, and had a lot of soul and jazz to it, and I really love the swing, and I've always loved swing music, so yeah, I was a big fan of that. And I one of the things that really inspired me from seeing it was Scarlett's version of Trust in Me. His I really want to do a version of that with my particular character. I'm writing a script based on a story I'm working on right now, and I can see her singing that to a character that she wants to join, she wants him to join forces with her, and she's a mob boss, and I've always wanted to write a story that of that caliber, and I think that she's definitely going to have her metal tested, and prove her worth, and a lot of other people are going to see if she's really worth her salt, because it's never been done before, and oh, she's definitely worth her salt and more, and she defies all of these unwritten stereotypical laws, and she breaks the glass ceiling and becoming the queen pin, and yeah. But anyway, that's where I get that, and I'm actually going to see if I can commission somebody, and Vizzy Pup, hello, if you're watching this, I need your help. I don't know if I can repay you in any way, but I'm gonna ask you later on if you can help me animate this because it would go so well in my story. But anyway, the tale itself is absolutely spectacular, but I only have to give it 3 stars. It was a grand movie, don't get me wrong. It's epic and majestic and magical and absolutely spellbinding. But other than that, I can't really give it more than what it's worth because I really feel like the animated version is a step above, is top notch. And, I guess that makes me a semi purist because I really like the 2D animation. I like CG, don't get me wrong, but I really like seeing something hand drawn. And I know what it's painstaking and it's a lot of effort to do, put together on a screen to actually unfold in that way. Storyboarding, oh my lord, it takes forever. I mean, I've seen it done. I actually watched 105 facts of what was it recently? It was, I think it was Ed, Ed and Eddie. But anyway, it was the last thing that's the last cartoon series that was ever done with storyboards. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with my knowledge there. I'm still a big fan. I'm hoping they do a reboot. I've heard myths about them doing a K&D reboot. Please let them do it. I love K&D. They've done Powerpuff Girls, and I'm enjoying Powerpuff Girls, even though the voices are different. I would have loved to have heard Tara, her voice again, because she's just uber talented. I love her to death, and she's one of my favorite people. But I did get to hear Maurice LaMarche, so I was very pleased with hearing his familiar voice again, and I'm hoping they put in some other voices that I'm familiar with. Like they had the original voice for Mojo Jojo and the professor, but I'm a voice chaser and I recognize voices right away. I've like, oh yeah, that's Bill Murray. My dad's really. I thought it was somebody who was black. I thought, really, Dad? Seriously? Ugh. I mean, sometimes my father says some things that sound kind of bigoted. He's not a bigot, mind you. He is anything but racist, but yeah. Anyway, I love the whole movie, and if you're a fan of the original, go see it. You especially for Christopher Walken. I mean, if you like Christopher Walken, I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Mr. Walken, and I adore him in this. He's just absolutely the pinnacle, and yeah, he gets the top list at the very end if you stick around for the credits. There's a special part with it. It just makes I thought it's just I was listening to a friend of mine at work and he's like when he saw that he nearly flipped his lid. He's like Christmas came early. I thought amen brother, but anyway I just thought I had to compliment on that. That's all I have to say. So until next time, live long, prosper, ciao tutti.